Welcome everyone to a big clash between Yagiz Kaan Erdogmus, the huge talent, 14-year-old, and he has created waves in this tournament. He has been sort of the find of the tournament, but actually he was already found before the tournament. People knew about his talent, and today he takes on the world champion, Gukesh, and this promises to be an amazing clash between the two youngsters. It's funny that Gukesh finds himself to be 6 years older to Yaz. Gukesh born in 2006, in fact 5 years, because Gukesh is 19 years old. In this tournament, Yaz is playing brilliant chess. He's currently on 5.5 points, and he is just, I think, half a point behind the leader, Nodirbek Abdusattorov, and he's managed to beat players like uh, Jordan, Arjun, Thaidai won. So he already has 3 wins. And Gukesh, meanwhile, has had a very topsy-turvy tournament. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, and he's on 50% score right now. In fact, even lower than that, he's on 4 out of 9. Yaz and Gukesh played against each other at the FIDE Grand Swiss, and over there, their game had ended in a draw after Gukesh was dominating it almost throughout the encounter. The players are ready now. It's 2 hours time control with 30 extra minutes after 40 moves, and this, dear friends, is the ambit recap of the day. Yaz opens the game with pawn to e4. And Gukesh now, I'm curious to see his choice. He goes for e5. It reminds me a little bit of how Magnus would treat Gukesh by playing e4, e5 without any real new stuff, because he knew that Gukesh would try to beat him and he would use that momentum against Gukesh. And I think today Gukesh is doing the same against Yaz. He'll try to keep it simple. We have the 4 knights on the board. Will Yaz play d4? No, he goes bishop b5. We have the 4 knights, bishop b5 on the board. And now bishop b4 seems like a logical move here for black. So we have 100% symmetry here. White castles. Black will also castle here. And now knight d5. This is Yaz's preparation for the game. And now Gukesh starts to think. He takes after 15 minutes of thought. Yaz takes back, attacking the knight. And the best move now is e4. And the most played move is takes, attacking the bishop and the knight. But he goes knight e1. It's been only played in 2 games before. Pranesh has played this before against Beg Muratov, and Gukesh goes knight d4. And you can see Yaz has 1 hour 59 minutes here. He's still in his preparation as he pushes his pawn to a4. Gukesh now chops off the bishop. We are in virgin territory now. It's new position, never played before. And c6. I love this move, because if you take twice here, the position will open up and it's black who has the bishop pair. So Yaz in fact goes c3, attacking the bishop. The bishop has to drop back. Bishop to c5 played. And now just queen to b3 seems like a good move. He plays d3. Yeah, I think d3 makes a lot of sense, not queen b3. d3 trying to break here. He takes on e4. Taking here would mean you simply lose a pawn, but queen b3 now. Attacking d5, and it's not so easy to defend this pawn. So d6 played here by Gukesh, defending his bishop. And queen takes pawn. Now the e4 pawn is hanging, and if you take here knight d3, white has a small edge because of the pressure here. I love Gukesh's move rook e8, because now after takes, he's going to play bishop e6. And you can't really chop off this because rook b8, queen here, and bishop c4, and you're losing an exchange. So he goes queen d3, queen c7, threatening bishop c4, queen c4, bishop f2 check. So bishop comes to e3. Now bishop c4 no longer possible. He takes on e3. queen must take it. And now will he go bishop c4 here? Yes, the knight has to be brought up. And look, the a7 pawn is hanging. Gukesh takes the pawn on b5 first. Now the knight is under pressure, so rook d1 played. Oh, he played rook e1. It's around even the position, but d5. Gukesh, of course, will try to press. Queen moves into c5, offering a trade of queens. And Gukesh declines it. He plays his queen to d7, defending the bishop, attacking the knight. The knight goes to b4, now putting pressure here. And Gukesh says, thank you for the free pawn. This is getting really, really intense now. Yaz plays pawn to c4. Where will the bishop go? It goes to a4. Defended by the queen. Queen to a5. Now, do you want to go back to c6? It looks like a fine move. It'll help black to be a pawn up. But maybe Gukesh wants something more. He goes bishop b3. He's attacking the c4 pawn. And Yas jumps in with the knight. He's threatening knight b6 with a fork. Gukesh can go rook c8 here. But Gukesh takes on c4. Wow. He's seen this fork. But he wants to trap Yas. Knight b6. He takes it instantly. You can see Gukesh doesn't even flinch. Rook takes, queen takes a8. If you take here, it's a back rank mate. But bishop a6. The queen is trapped sort of, because if queen a7, queen b5. And this is not good, because queen c6 or queen b5 and the queen cannot move. You can start pushing your pawns. Maybe Yaz has a great opportunity here to win if he finds rook a d1. And the point is, you have to play queen e7, queen takes e8. Oh, he finds rook a. No, he doesn't find. Rook takes a6 on the board. Just rook a d1 here, queen e8. And this was winning with rook d4, rook d8. Big miss here by Yaz. He would have won the game. B takes a6. And now the queen is hanging. You can see Gukesh is 2 pawns up. Yaz can get back one of the pawns there. He takes queen to d4. How easy is it to win this pawn up position? Maybe not so easy at all. Queen to b5. Attacking the rook on e8. Rook e5 played by Gukesh. Hitting the queen. And the queen comes back to b3. And Gukesh goes g6. He wants to make a square for his king here. And Yaz now plays queen to c3. Takes. And we go into an endgame. A queen endgame, a rook endgame here. And rook e6 played. Now a good move is rook b1. Yaz comes king f1. It's also a good idea to bring the king in rapidly. f5 played. And now rook b1, king e2. And this should be a draw, but f3, not a good move by Yaz. And the problem with this is, after fe4, rook e4 is a very strong move. And Gukesh takes it. We are on move 37. They have to reach move 40 with just 1 minute left. Rook e6, and he defends it. And the main problem is that this is cut off. And Gukesh gets up, gets back to the chair. He knows that he could be winning now. 3 more moves to play. This move f3 by Yaz was not at all good. c4 played here. King comes to e7. Rook b5 played. Rook to c6, attacking the pawn on c4. King e2, trying to defend this pawn here on c4. King d7. And Gukesh knows that the 40 moves are done. He tries to finish up his score sheet. Yaz knows that he is in big trouble here. This is going to be kind of heartbreaking for him. After he played well, he had almost a winning position there. King f3. And now king c7 to defend that pawn. And Gukesh tries to focus in. Well, it was not easy because if you had gone king here, then a check, either you are cut off this way and the pawns start to roll, or you are cut off this way when my king comes here. So anyway, he goes king f3, rook king c7, rook b4, and now rook to d6. Cuts off the king on the d file. And rook a4 played. Yaz wants to enter down the a file and try to create counterplay. Think king c6 makes a lot of sense to come up with your king. And you can see Yagiz Kaan Erdogmus. He's not happy with the way things have panned out. For him, every single game is important. The way he sees it, I think he wants to even win this tournament at the age of just 14. That's why he's very special. Rook a8 played. And now king to c5. Now every check, like for example, a check here would be met with rook c6. So he goes rook a7 to attack h7 pawn, and then h5. Rook check, rook c6. He plays it. c4 is hanging. Pawn is rushing forward now. And well, for Yaz, this will be a very, very big learning experience playing against Gukesh. I think he has had two rook end games here, one with Sindarov and another one here. Both of them were holdable, I guess, but he lost them. And I think that's something to work upon for the youngster. He's just 14 years old. He's so much potential to improve. Already close to 2700 elo. Rook d1 check. And king c5. He moves his king to the side. Another check. And he resigns here. Gukesh wins. And Yaz signs the score sheet. He is in a hurry to leave here. And Gukesh moves to 50% score with this win. 5 out of 10. Yaz is still on 5.5 out of 10. A brilliant tournament for him. What a game this was. And I would like to show that critical moment that could have led the game to be lost from Gukesh's side, because he was so close, but Yaz did not manage to find it. Gukesh, as always, setting back his pieces, and that's amazing. The arbiter comes in and helps to set up the pieces. Let's go and check the position. It all started in this position when the bishop was attacked, and instead of going back here, Gukesh went forward. Yaz went to d5. He has now a threat of coming to c7. So one would imagine rook a c8, but then a7 falls, but he takes on c4, and this is where knight jumps to b6. And Gukesh was hoping for this with black. He took quickly queen a8 and dropped his bishop back to a6. But this is the moment where rook a d1 would have just changed everything. If you take the queen, I take your queen. If you take here, I take here with a checkmate. So you go queen e7. And now this move is what Gukesh missed totally. Queen e8. Chess is so beautiful. It's also brutal, because if this had happened, Gukesh would have lost the game now. It's a attack on the queen. You can't take the rook, a back rank mate. So queen c8 or queen f8, whatever you play. Rook e d4, threatening here, rook d8, and this is game over, because you will lose the queen. There's no other way. If you go queen f8, I still go rook e d4, and then bishop b5, rook d8, bishop e8, and simply rook e1, and this is also game over. So this is the move that Yaz had to find, I think, in his calculations, and somehow he trusted Gukesh. He also did not have enough time at this point. He had 8 minutes. Maybe it's enough if he knew it as a winning move. Rook a6 is what he did, but after this, he was a pawn down and went on to lose.
Gukesh, congratulations. You just won your game against Yagiz Erdogmus. First of all, how does it feel? You know, you became the youngest world champion at 18, and suddenly you have to face someone who is 4 years younger than you were when you won the title. Is that like?
He's 14, yeah?
He's 14.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's always a nice feeling that I'm the youngest player in all the tournaments that I play. Now it's not the case anymore. But yeah, I'm really impressed by him. Like what he's been doing the last 1 year is really, really impressive. And yeah, today I wanted to teach him some lessons.
And it looked like you were, I guess in your opinion, you were doing that, but you just received a cold shower, right, when you came out of the playing hall and into the media room.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was pressing from the start. The opening, I mean, it was strange, but okay, it was all, around this point, it was all normal. I was slightly better. And here, I didn't want to go bishop c6 and allow rook d1, knight c6, which is very likely a draw. So, I tried to complicate it a bit, since he was also low on time. And I saw this beautiful idea that I can trap the queen in the corner. And like something like this, he needs to get the queen out and like I can just start play on the king side, yeah. But I mean, I saw rook a d1 and like queen e7 I thought was the only move, and then he has to move the queen and I have queen b4. After the game, yeah, you guys told me that queen e8 was winning on the spot. We both missed it. So, but okay, I mean, I had so many unlucky moments. So it's
You
good to
told
have
me
some
before
luck, yeah.
the interview, right? Finally, some luck.
Always nice to get some luck back.
It's important, especially in a long event like this one and in such an unpredictable, right? We had talked about again this tournament. It is so strange how many mistakes we are seeing by everyone. Do you have an explanation or still nothing?
I don't know. I mean, Vika is generally a bit more decisive than other tournaments. But okay, how can, like for example, everybody has been having some really horrible games. I played yesterday. Yesterday was horrible by me. It's because of the youngsters, like all the fighting players and also the time control. I'm not sure, but
Because I also felt surely the fact that there are so many young players, but even when, like today, Vincent plays against Arjun, I mean, they're both, what, top 5 players, and still we see these uncharacteristic mistakes.
yeah, I don't know, it's very hard to explain. Also, if you look at Anish's tournament, it was on -2, blundering pieces, and then he won 2 wins against me and Nodirbek
Both with black.
Yeah, both with black, consecutive rounds, and then now he lost to Blue Bomb, so I don't know.
It's going to be an exciting final weekend, that's for sure. So yeah, this one was completely... What did you feel now when they pointed out this tactic, this resource to you?
I was shocked, but also it's a beautiful tactic, yeah. Like, I mean, I guess the line goes like rook d4, bishop b5, and rook e1.
Incredible.
Thank God he didn't spot it.
It probably also didn't cross his mind at all, I guess.
Yeah, I think we both just assumed that he has to go for this endgame. And once we got here, some drawing chances, but practically I think quite difficult. And I mean, it should be a draw, but I don't know how.
Yeah, it's always going to be tricky to play. I guess you were confident the whole way through?
Yeah, like when I was 14, 15, all these guys were beating me in rook endgames, so I wanted to return the favor.